to start streaming. Has it been hot there? Yeah, it's been horrible here. Buenos dias, Brooklyn. Feliz lunes. How are you today? Did you have a good weekend, Brooklyn? So I'm going to wait until everybody joins us because my warm up for today, or my bell ringer for today, I have to share it. I can't just put it in my background. So I'll wait until to see who's going to join us before I share it. So is that on Canvas, Brooklyn? Like through Canvas, you'd use the text box? Is that what happened? Yeah. There should be, see, it's kind of hard because I never know what it looks like on you guys' side with your Chromebooks, but there should be like a Cami option where you can like upload them into Cami. Do you have Cami, Brooklyn? And then you work on them in Cami, and then you can just upload it back into Canvas. And I think Cami saves things for you. Jamarian, do you ever use Cami? Yeah. So Jamarian, because like I say, I don't know what it looks like on your side. When you guys open something up to type into, does it give you the option to opening it up in Cami? Is that like an automatic option, Jamarian? Or is it something you have to prompt for? Guided notes. So you think, Jamarian, you think yes, that it's an automatic option? Is that what you're telling me? You think so? So only sometimes. Okay. I don't know. I need to school myself on Cami is what I need to do. So Jamarian, do you have to, if you want to work on something in Cami, you have to like download it first and then upload it into Cami? Good morning, Arshad. Okay. So apparently, Brooke, we have to we have to like download it first, like I guess as a PDF, and then upload it into Cami. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen with you and let's see. I have so many links open. And let's see what y'all can remember. How about that? Maybe. Here it is. Okay. All right. I'm going to share my screen. Gosh, you can tell it's Monday, right? All right. Can y'all see my screen? All righty. So since we're talking about food, if you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? You can unmute or you can pop it in the chat. Oh, Brooklyn, good answer. Good job, Joe Marion. Like grilled chicken or something? Yeah. Any kind, Arshad, like barbecue or anything of any sort? Okay, so you guys are telling me chicken tenders, salad with like, grilled chicken or something, and then beef of any kind, right? Yeah, you're a meat eater, Arshad. Do you like vegetables, Arshad? Yeah. Okay. So I think mine would be pizza, because in pizza you can put vegetables, right? Only, or you can put meat of any kind. I think like pizza, because you can put anything on it. So that would be if I only had some kind of food to eat, it would be pizza. That would be me. Okay. All right. You guys ready to get started today? Yes, I have a little simple kind of warm up for us today. Let's see what we're going to do. Clase, hoy es lunes, it's Monday. El 18 agosto, the 18th of August. Can't believe that. I did read a thing that said, I don't know if it's tonight or tomorrow, where our days like start getting a little shorter, right? Like the sun is not going to be up full sky at 8 o'clock at night or something, right? The days start getting shorter. So, and it's been so hot that I welcome that, right? Anyway, today, vamos a conocer algunos platos típicos de Perú. So remember, our unit is about Peru, and we're going to look at some platos típicos, right? Some typical food items, right? Things that they eat in Peru, right? And then vamos a conocer el vocabulario de comida y cómo describirla, right? So, you guys know I always over plan. So we're going to play a little bit with our vocab, with our food vocab. And then if we have time, we're going to look at some words on how to describe it. Okay. How to describe our words. Is it sweet? Is it sour? Is it delicious? Is it healthy? All of these things, right? Okay. And then I just wanted to make sure y'all realize that beginning tomorrow, if you ever need to come and visit me, I do have office hours, right? If you need help, if you have a question. And in your Canvas homepage, there's that Learning Vault button, and it'll tell you what to do, and the Zoom link will be in there. So we wouldn't use like this class Zoom link, right? There's a special Zoom link just for my office hours, right? I'll be sitting there waiting. You can set up a little appointment time or whatever. Just make sure that you have your specific question or, ready, right? Because if somebody else is waiting, right, we want to be able to get to them as well. Okay. All right. Preguntas, any questions, you guys, about what we're doing today? Good morning, Marleisha. I was just reminding everybody that beginning tomorrow, my office hours start. And so if you ever need to come visit me, if you have a question about something, the Zoom link and the information is in the Learning Vault, okay, button on your homepage in Canvas. Okay. All right. So Marleisha, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? I said pizza, because you can change it up, right? You can add whatever toppings. And then we had like salad and chicken tenders and things like that. What would be your food? That sounds good. You mean with pasta? Yeah, that sounds good. Yummy, yummy. Okay. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started today. I guess I should take roll real fast just while I'm thinking about it. Okay. Bueno, all righty. So, one of the things that over the years that students always tell me is like, I can't pronounce these, and what is the difference between this and that? So I thought this morning, because it's Monday, we'd start out a little slow, okay? And I thought we could look at the thing that gives a lot of people grief about Spanish pronunciation. So we know that one thing is the double L, because depending upon where on the planet you are, it's going to make a different sound, right? Or it's going to sound like you, or whatever it is, right? Sorry, that was my cat. She's having a moment. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I thought we would warm up a little bit this morning. Good morning, Malia. With the other sound that kind of drives students crazy. Okay, so make sure that you can hear, make sure that you can see my screen. Again, we're just kind of warming up because it's Monday. And so there's the R, which is a single R or a double R, but it's really like more than that. It's more about like where in the word it is. Okay, so I'm going to play the sound. So again, you want to make sure that you can hear, and we'll do this first row, right? And then we'll do the second row and try to hear the difference. Okay, now it's tricky, I get it, but I just want to get your input on it. So we'll play the first row, we'll play the second row, and let's see if we can hear something different. Okay, so make sure y'all can hear.
Ropa, rutina, rico, Ramón.
Okay, can y'all hear that? Is it loud enough? Yes? Okay. All right, here we go.
Gustar, durante, primero, crema.
All right, were you able to hear a difference? What do you think? Was there a difference?
Ropa, rutina, rico, Ramón. Gustar, durante, primero, crema.
What do you think? Anything? If you don't hear a difference, then that's what you need to tell me. Brooklyn, did you hear a difference? Arshad, did you hear anything different between those two? Malia, what do you say? If you didn't, then that's what you need to tell me. No, I didn't hear a difference. Ladies and gents, you do hear? Okay, how can you describe what's different? It's hard to do, but can you describe what you hear that's different? Brooke, I know you did like some Duolingo stuff last year. Do you hear a difference? So they're similar R's, except that in the ones in the top row, obviously they're the beginning of the word, right? Versus in the second row, they're anywhere, like they're in the middle of the word or they're at the end of the word. So when a word starts with a single R, like, and I'm going to exaggerate just so y'all can hear the difference, okay? Ropa, ropa. There's like a little, they call it a trill, right? Where you like roll your R a little bit. Ropa, rutina, rico, Ramon. And I'm exaggerating, okay? But if it's something else, okay, if we do the second row, it's gustar, durante, primero, crema, okay? It's a little shorter, right? And sometimes, like in this word durante, it can actually kind of sound like a D, you know? So at the beginning of the word, there's a more r to it. Any other place, it's sort of shorter, okay? Gustar or durante, okay? All right, let's listen to the third row. So the third row has two R's in it, okay?
pizarra, corro, marrón, aburrido,
Okay, so I'll read it this time and I will exaggerate, right? Pizarra, corro, marrón, aburrido. Okay, so what do you guys hear different between like durante and corro? What do you hear different? Because those R's are both in the middle of the word, durante and corro. What's different? Marrón. Are the ones in this third row more similar to the ones in the first row or the second row? What do you think? Yes, very good, Jamarian. Very strong, right? You definitely roll that R, okay? The double R is actually part of the alphabet, right? And so you have to make the sound, which is that r, r, okay? And it's hard for us to do because we don't have that sound in English, okay? All right. So let's listen to the difference now. So the first word here you're going to see has one R and the second one has two. Again, first word, second word. Okay, and then we're going to talk about why does it matter? Okay, so let's listen to this last row.
caro, carro, pero, perro,
Okay, one more time.
caro, carro, pero, perro,
Okay, so you can hear the definite difference between the two. Why does it matter, you guys? Because if you're speaking and you want to say caro, caro means expensive. Yeah. Carro with two R's means a car, a vehicle, right? So you can't say caro if you're meaning car, you have to say carro. You have to roll that R. Okay. Same thing here. Pero and perro. Pero means but, like in the middle of a sentence. I'm I don't know, it's hot outside, but I'm gonna go for a walk. But pero, right? Versus perro meaning dog, right? So again, you have to be able to pronounce it correctly. Otherwise, it's going to be, in some cases, a different word. Okay, everybody cool with that? Yes? Yeah. All right. So when we see that double R, we know that we need to pay attention to it, and we need to, you know, even if we have to exaggerate some. Okay. All right. Bueno. So last week, you guys, we started our vocab list, our guided notes, right? And I don't think we finished them. So if you can you access your guided notes? Let's see what happens. It was a list. I see Brooklyn there. I see Arshad, Marleisha. Malia, are you, because I can't see your Go Guardian, Malia. So give me a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm going to, you guys, I'm going to put a link in the chat today, and we are going to do some review of what we did the other day, and then some activities to help us remember these things. Okay. All righty. Click on that link, you guys. And there's the code. Okay. I see Marleisha and I see Brooklyn. We all need to log in here, you guys, so we can finish this up and then do some practice. I need Joe Marion, right? You in, Joe Marion? I don't see you popping up here yet. Okay. Let's review kind of what we did the other day. Okay. So we talked about las comidas del día. Make sure y'all can see my screen as well as your stuff, right? And one thing I think I forgot to mention was this word for lunch, la comida. Okay. So in la comida, sometimes the word is almuerzo, el almuerzo. So you may see one or both of them. Again, it depends on what country you're in. So sometimes lunch is el almuerzo as well. Okay. And I'll just point it out to you as we come through. All right. So los alimentos, right? Foods, or las comidas. If you were not with us the other day, or if for some reason it didn't save for you, we'll just review real quick, because I think we stopped at like slide 18 or something. So we had el arroz. There's that double R, you guys. arroz versus la carne, right? Arroz, la carne, right? Meat and rice and meat. La ensalada o la lechuga y los frijoles, beans. And I'm going to go through these quickly because we did these the other day, right? All right. You should see a matching. You guys give that a minute. Let's see how you do. Arshad, match them up for us. Joe Marion, are you not able to get into the Nearpod? There's the link again, Joe Marion. Keep trying, you guys. Try to get 10 out of 10. All right, Malia. Woohoo. Yeah, if you have your tab open with your guided notes from the other day, you can kind of flip back and forth. Okay, guys, so let's see. Can you check out my Zoom screen? So we had la comida or el almuerzo is lunch, right? Los frijoles, beans. La bebida was a drink. La lechuga o la ensalada was salad or lettuce. El desayuno, breakfast. La carne, meat. La merienda was a snack. El arroz, rice. La cena is dinner. And los alimentos was just food, like food in general, right? Or groceries, items, depending upon, again, what country we're in. Okay, muy bien, clase. All right, let's go on. We also saw last class, el huevo, eggs, el maíz, corn, la mantequilla was butter, and el pan, bread. Okay, la mantequilla, that double L, and el pan. La papa or la patata, depending upon what country we're in, is a potato. El pescado is fish. Notice again, you guys, that word is different from the actual animal that swims in the sea, right? Pescado literally means something that was caught, right? So it's not the word for fish. Fish is pez, P-E-Z. This is pescado because it's been caught, okay? FYI. I think here's where we left off, if memory serves me. Am I right, you guys? Look at your notes. Is that right, Brooke? Malia? No? Where'd we leave off? Something later than that. El pollo was chicken and queso was cheese. Oh, we left off on apple. You're right. Thank you. Okay. Cheese, queso. All right. So, we have 3 items here. Let me stop sharing just a sec. So you're going to match the word to the correct image. Let me know if it's working for you. Okay, first one is el queso. So you're going to pick Make your choice. La merienda. The M word, la merienda. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, you're matching the word to the image. All right, good job, Joe Marion. Just click next, right, guys? Good job. Good job, Joe Marion. Okay, it's not, yeah, cheese isn't an option. Thank you, Malia. You can skip it. All right, one more. Hey, good job. Yeah, you could skip number one because I think the picture is not there. Muy bien, you guys. Muy bien. So we had 83% correct, and that's really probably not, I mean, it's probably higher than that because number one didn't have the right picture, right? So good job, you guys. Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. All right, let's keep going. All right. So then we had clase, something that most of us enjoy is la salsa, and la sopa, soup, right? That one was a cognate. And then we looked at verduras, right? Verduras being greens or vegetables, right? Because verde is green. And so that would be our word for like greens. And then the favorite, we talked about los postres, right? And I think it was Brooklyn who said postres looks like pastries. And so you're right. It does look like pastries. Kind of a cognate there. And we talked about el helado and our favorite flavors. We talked about the exchange of the word la torta or el pastel. In some parts of the planet, a torta is a sandwich. So you have to kind of learn, probably if you said el pastel, anywhere you went, they would understand that you mean like a cake, okay? All right. Looks like the instructions were cut off. All right. So look at the word in each column, clase. La salsa, la torta, la sopa, helado, verduras, postres. Add an image of what you think the word means. So if you're not familiar with Nearpod, okay, you would come down here, if you can see my Zoom screen, where it says share your thoughts, right? And you can find a GIF or you can find an image. And if you want to put it under salsa, you would click this, right? And then if you want to put it under pastel, you would click that one, right? Otherwise, they'll all go into the same one. So I'm going to give you all a minute. Add an image of what you think they are, a GIF or one of these here. Make sure that you submit it, okay? Arshad, yummy. Malia, yummy. Good images, you guys. Okay, remember to click that drop-down menu so you put it under the right column. Ah, I like that, Arshad. Yum. Pretty in pink. Okay, Jomarian. I love that, Arshad. Yum, Marlacia, that looks delish. Brooklyn, how about you? Are you able to do this? I know some of this is new for you. There you go, Malia. Good job. Are you on the Nearpod, you mean? Are you clicking the little submit arrow, the blue arrow? Okay. Malia, good job. Let's see, Marlacia. Ooh, that looks delish. Arshad, Yomarian. Very good, Malia. Very good, Marlacia. Nice, colorful images. Arshad, Jomarian, I'd like to see what you have to say here. Remember, every time we think about something, we're creating that neural pathway to help us remember them, right? That's the whole point. Things that help us remember them. Ooh, Arshad, macaron, right? I love them. Marlacia, delish. How come pastries are the best? Hmm? Okay, another minute. So pop your pictures in. Yum, Malia. Strawberries and cream. Oh, good, Brooklyn. I see them now. I see your salsa jars and your cake, your birthday cake. All right, great job, you guys. Again, these are just ways to help us remember, right? Remember the words. Good job. Beautiful images too. Okay, so let's take a look at this question. And let's see. Brooklyn, can you unmute a second? What do you think this question is asking? ¿Cuál postre prefieres? What do you think? What's it asking? What's your guess?
Which bread do you prefer?
Which I didn't. Which what? Brooklyn, what'd you
Which
say?
pastry you prefer?
Oh, there you go. Which pastry do you prefer? Absolutely. Absolutely, you guys. ¿Cuál postre prefieres? Do you guys have a favorite sweet? Is it like cheesecake or pie or chocolate cake? Malia, ¿cuál postre prefieres? ¿Qué postre prefieres, Malia? Marlacia? Banana bread. Yum. Jamarian? Prefieres. Brownies. Yum. Arshad? ¿Cuál postre prefieres? That verb, prefieres, is going to be one of our grammar points in this unit. Jamarian, Arshad? ¿Cuál postre prefieres? I eat them all. Very good, Jamarian. So we got 2 votes for brownies. Cinnamon rolls. Yum, yum, yum. All right. Good job, you guys. Okay. So I don't here, then we left off at apple, right? So on your vocab, make sure you have your vocab sheet pulled up and we're going to finish it up. So we had las frutas. All right, here's where we left off. La manzana, we said apple. And then we had that el maracuya, which is like a passion fruit, right? El maracuya, actually. And we said a little bit about the fact that, you know, a lot of Spanish speaking countries sit on the equator or near the equator. And so they have a different climate, more tropical in that. So they do have different fruit and food items, right, than what we might be accustomed to. So just know el maracuya is a passion fruit. Okay. All righty. La naranja is an orange, like kind of like the color anaranjado. And then la banana or el plátano. And I don't know if you guys added this to your vocab or not. Banana is a regular banana, but a plátano is the plantain. It looks like a banana, but it's not as sweet. And again, a plantain tends to be something more tropical. So for example, like in Puerto Rico, you know, it's used as a starch. It kind of takes the place of like rice or pasta. Okay. Have you guys ever heard of like mofongo? It's a Puerto Rican dish, right? Plantains are used a lot in Cuba and Puerto Rico and that, and as in place of like pasta or starch. Okay. So they're not necessarily sweet. Okay. So I'm testing the waters here because 3 of you, we did not have in class. We were not in class together last year. So does anybody know what is a tienda? ¿Qué es una tienda? Did y'all have this word last year maybe? ¿Dónde compramos las frutas? ¿Dónde compramos? Comprar, to buy. So, ¿dónde compramos las frutas? Where do we buy fruit? ¿En qué tienda? Did anyone have this vocab last year? Again, I'm just testing the water, so tell me sí or no. Thumbs up or thumbs down. What is una tienda? Do we know? No? Okay, thank you. Brooklyn or Malia? Tiendas? Okay. Malia, did you have this? So tienda is a store. Very good, Arshad. Tienda is a store. Okay, so we're going to look at some stores, right? ¿Dónde compramos las frutas? ¿En qué tiendas? Well, en el mercado, we can buy fruit in a market. Isn't that right? See? En un mercado, right? All right. So again, I was testing the waters just to see what some of us may know and what we don't. Las bebidas, drinks. So in your notes, make sure you have this word. Bebidas, things that we like beverage. That's kind of why we use the word beverage. Okay, we get it from the Latin bebidas. All right, so what do we drink? Some things that we drink, you guys, again, we're adding to our vocab. El agua. El agua. Now, one thing to note, you guys, what's weird about el agua? It ends in an A. So shouldn't it be la? But it's not. So just know it's masculine. El agua. Right? So when you're typing it in, don't forget to put your L and el café. I know you can't put an accent mark, so don't worry about it. Okay, then we have el jugo and el zumo. Make sure that you have both words in your vocab because it depends on, again, what Spanish-speaking country you're in. The word for juice. So some places say jugo, like orange juice, jugo de naranja, or apple juice, jugo de manzana. Some places use zumo, right? El zumo de naranja, right? Or whatever. So got to know both words. And then we have milk, la leche. La leche. So if any of you know someone who is lactose intolerant, meaning they can't have dairy, right? Comes from that lactose, okay? Leche. And if I go too slow or if I go too fast, please let me know. And then we had like los refrescos. What does that look like in English? Refrescos. What's it look like when we're talking about drinks, you guys? Yeah, or a refreshment. Yes, very good, Arshad. A refreshment, right? Words we use in English sometimes, right? So essentially something cold, okay? Something cold, a refreshment, like a soda. There's a few words, you guys, that anywhere you go on the planet, everybody will know what you mean, okay? One of them is cigarette, right? You could go anywhere in the Himalayas or everybody would know the word cigarette, okay? The other word that everybody knows is Coca-Cola, right? So if you are a Coke drinker, you can go anywhere on the planet and say Coca-Cola, and they would know what you're talking about. Okay. Okay. So now you need for this, you need your vocab list open. Yeah. And you're going to come down here and like use this text box, right? And you're going to label them. So you're going to drag one over. If y'all can see my screen, you'll drag an image over, you'll open up a text box, and you're going to label it. And again, the idea is not only to help you remember the word, but to practice the spelling. So I do want you to take your time. Is everybody clear on the instructions? If you need help, just put it in the chat. So you're going to drag an image and then create a text box. And use your notes to help you, your guided notes to help you with the spelling, okay? And I'll give you all a few minutes for that. Very good, Arshad. Good job, Brooklyn. Don't worry about the accents, right? but make sure that you include L or la, because as we've seen, there's some that don't follow the pattern. All right, good job, Jomarian. Keep it up. Malia, good job. Marleisha, nice. Yeah, what's our other word for juice, you guys? Jugo, el jugo, and what? Good, Malia. Muy bien. All right, finish up another minute, you guys. Good job, Brooklyn. Arshad, great. That's great, Arshad. Jamarian, nicely done. Malia, muy bien. El maracuyá, right? I know we're not going to put that accent on it. Or la, I should say, la maracuyá. Yes. All right, you guys, go ahead and submit. Nicely done. Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Go ahead and submit. Muy bien. Jamarian, submit, por favor. Malia, you can submit. Thank you. Marleisha can submit as well. Great job, you guys. Nicely done. All right. So let's look at this word, te gusta, right? ¿Cuál te gusta más? Which do you like most? So te gusta, do you like, or you like? So which do you like most? ¿Cuál te gusta más? ¿La mantequilla, los huevos, el queso, o el helado? So let's see. Brooklyn, well, actually, I bothered you last time. Let's bother somebody else. Marleisha, can you unmute, por favor? Marleisha? All right, Marleisha, if you unmute, then tell me from what's on the page here. ¿Cuál te gusta más? ¿La mantequilla, los huevos, el queso, o el helado? Can you unmute, por favor? Is it not letting you unmute? No? Let me, how about that? It's not letting you turn on your mic. Okay. All right. Malia, how about you? ¿Cuál te gusta más, Malia? Can you unmute, por favor? Oh, there you are, Marlacia. You got it. You got it. You got it. You want to throw one out there for us? Let's see if we can hear you. Oh, well, it says you're unmuted, but we still can't hear you. Is your volume up or not? We need to kind of fix that, huh? Because it says you're unmuted, but we still can't hear you. So maybe your mic is not turned on. Malia, how about you? Can you unmute, por favor?
El helado.
El helado, por supuesto. Everybody likes ice cream the best, right? Sí, okay, muy bien. All right, so let's take a look at some of these, okay? And I don't remember if these are on your list. Are these on your list, you guys? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Are these on your list? They are. Okay, so I'll give you a minute to type them in. And then we'll look at them more as we go through this unit. Comer is to eat. Beber and tomar is to drink. Desayunar is to have breakfast. So you guys have taken the word el desayuno, right? The breakfast, the noun, the thing, and they've made it a verb, right? To have breakfast. Almorzar is to have lunch. And again, if el almuerzo is lunch, then to have lunch, they've just taken it and made it a regular AR verb, almorzar. La cena was dinner. And so they made it a verb to have dinner, cenar. Gustar, we've seen a couple of times, to like. Querer is to want. Tener is to have. And preferir, which we saw earlier, is to prefer, right? Which is a good cognate there. The rest of these, we have to remember what they are, right? The only cognate I see on that list is preferir. So make sure that you're typing those in. I don't have your list pulled up, so I don't remember if you have to type those in the blank or not. But these are all the verbs that we are going to be working with, okay? So we need to at least know what they mean. So, who remembers, or just a real quick question, who remembers what are the regular AR verb endings? Remember when we take a regular AR verb and we use it in a sentence? Do you remember what those endings are? Anybody remember? O, AS, A, amos, and on. Remember what I'm talking about? Those regular AR verbs, O, AS, A, amos, and on, right? So if I wanted to say I'm having breakfast with my friend, I can just take desayunar. Remember what we do? We get rid of the AR. We replace it with an O if I'm talking about myself. Yo, right? Almuerzo con mi amiga, right? Or yo tomo Coca-Cola. I'm drinking Coca-Cola, right? Or yo ceno al restaurante, right? I'm having dinner. Yo ceno al restaurante. So we'll review how these verbs work, okay? And then there's a couple of them that are abnormal, and we have to practice with those. Okay? All right, I'm going to stop sharing for just a second. Give me a thumbs up if you have those filled in, written in. See? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. All right. Let me make myself a note real fast, and then we're going to switch gears. Okay. I'm going to ask you to back out of that Nearpod. You can go ahead and close it down, you guys, and close it down. And then I need a minute to kind of set up a game for us, right, you guys? Let's see if it's going to let me.
There's that moment when what you're making becomes something. When you place
First,
that
there's an
label on,
ad.
it's sudden, it's real. I made this moment. Favorite ideas stick here.
Thanks. All right, let me see. Give me a second. You guys can have a little brain break while unfortunately, this doesn't like save, so I have to do it all at the last minute. One, two, three, four, five, six. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. One more, one more, one more. All right. I'm going to see if this will work, you guys. So I'm going to put a link in the chat and let me know. See if that works. You guys ever played Scribble before? Okay, Brooklyn's in. Arshad, Jamarian, Marlasia, and Malia. Click that link in the chat, please. All right, Marlasia's in. Arshad, Jamarian, quickly. All right, Malia. I still need Arshad and Jamarian. Okay, Arshad. All right, here we go. Let's see. I'll stop sharing so we can't see. Won't work for you? Okay. 8 letters. Jojo, are you drawing? Yeah, the trick is we got to know what they mean, right? Should be the Spanish word. So it's not giving us the Spanish word. See, I put in the words. All right. Interesting. So it's not giving us our Spanish words, is it? No. Okay. Well, if it's not going to give us our Spanish words, then let's back out of that. We have to figure that out at some point. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and back out of that. As always, I have plan B. Right? Yep. Okay. All right. So take a look at my screen. And we are going to look at, you guys, a couple of
What are
some aspects of Peruvian food, right? We don't very often see restaurants that have Peruvian food, right, you guys? So let's take a look. Make sure that you can hear.
The best foods you can find in Peru? Well, if you've been looking for the answer to this question, this video will take you through 7 delicious Peruvian foods to try that will blow your mind. Please be sure to stay until the end of this video because our top choice is a must-try anytime you're in this South American country.
Okay, I should say this though. If you are kind of sensitive to certain meats, okay, then you can bow out, right? If you're cool with it, you can just watch as much as you can.
Number 7, ceviche, known as the Peruvian national dish. Don't be shocked if you become obsessed with ceviche after just one bite. Interestingly, this dish has several variations in Ecuador and Mexico, but none of them taste remotely similar to ceviche. The native Peruvian dish is served cold with corvina fish marinated in onion, lime juice, hot chilies, and salt. Of course, there's a lot of spicy protein, but it is perfectly balanced with the sweet potatoes called camote in Peru and starchy boiled corn.
Okay, so ceviche, you guys, the fish is raw, right? They put it in like the lemon or lime, and then it sort of cooks the fish, right?
Known locally as choclo. Also, the dry roasted corn kernels scattered on the meal add that extra bit of delicious crunchiness, which is the perfect finish for this lovely meal. Ceviche is available in almost every restaurant in Peru, so you won't have to search far to come across this dish. If you're up to the task and wish to try your hands at preparing this meal while you're in Peru, a willing local can help you out with the recipe and how to make it. You sure can also mix the leftover chili, lime, and salt with pisco. Number 6, lomo saltado. This dish is considered the most popular meat dish in Peru, despite having more than 450 national dishes in the country. The more common name for it is stir-fried beef, which is part chifa and part criollo. So this means that the meal is a mixture of the peculiar Peruvian taste and has Chinese origin as well. It contains tender strips of beef that are marinated in soy sauce with just the right amount of spices and tomatoes to round it up. The Chinese origin of this meal goes as far back as the 1850s, when the first set of Chinese arrived with their unique cooking techniques. It didn't take so long for their cooking style to get infused into some local Peruvian meals, and the results were terrific. Till today, you can still find traces of the recipes here, especially in meals like lomo saltado. Indeed, it's so easy to fall in love with the smoky flavor of this meal. However, what truly makes this a mouth-watering dish is the superb sauce, which has the perfect blend of Peruvian and Chinese ingredients. Number 5, leche de tigre. Let's talk about drinks. And of course, one of the finest drinks to come out of Peru is leche de tigre. This is a milky Peruvian drink that contains a healthy mixture of spices, onions, fish juice, and lime juice. While this may appear weird to you at first glance, nothing quite beats the invigorating taste of this creamy yet spicy drink. You can take this alongside the Peruvian ceviche, and all you need is a small glass to appreciate its unique flavor. At first, this milky drink was produced as a part of the leftover marinade from ceviche. However, Peruvians enjoyed this leftover liquid so much that they decided to make it as a drink on its own, just to have more of it. The result of this experiment is the tasty leche de tigre that is enjoyed in various parts of Peru and can even be creamier when prepared with pureed fish. Apart from being a recreational drink, leche de tigre is also great as an aphrodisiac. Plus, if you've been out having a lot of fun and taking more alcohol than you should, a cup of this drink is the perfect hangover cure. Number 4.
Okay. So what do y'all think about drinking fish juice? Right. Okay. Anything there look appealing to you? You guys, did you realize that maybe there was like a Chinese influence, to some foods, right? In Peru. Right. Okay, so we only have about a minute or so left. Please make sure that you if you're finished with the vocab list, okay, make sure then that you have, that you turn it in, that you submit it. If you missed some words, remember that the slides are in the module and you can go back and fill those in on your own and then submit it at that point so I can give you a grade, okay? Grade book, for this class, I think is okay. My other classes their grade book is having issues. But if you guys notice an issue in the grade book, please bring it to my attention. Like if it's giving you zeros when it shouldn't give you zeros, bring it to my attention, okay? Because there are some classes that are having troubles with that. So we don't want that to happen, right? We don't want you to have a zero if you're not supposed to have a zero. Right. So go ahead and finish that up. Make sure you get it submitted, and then that's our time for today, right? And I will see you miércoles. Nos vemos miércoles. Right, clase? All right. Adiós. Have a great day. Nos vemos miércoles. Adiós a todos.